Welcome back to Daytime. Well, our first guest today has written a book about natural horse training methods entitled Natural Horsemanship. And here she is, equestrian and author Lindsey. Thanks so much for joining us here on Daytime. And hey, congratulations on the book. Is this your first?
Thank you. It is my first
First
book.
of many?
Yeah, we'll see. It was many hours in the making.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, I know you've been doing this for pretty much your whole. You love horses.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me. Let's begin with a definition of what natural horsemanship is.
What is natural horsemanship?
Yeah.
It's the big question. Natural horsemanship is using communication and leadership instead of intimidation and fear. So what I mean by that is the typical horse person will bully their horse into doing things. And I used to be like that too, where if you want a horse to maybe go forward, you hit them with a crop if they don't go, or if they don't go, you hit them even harder.
Yeah.
Natural horsemanship is all
Not
about...
into the whips. I mean, I've spent some time, at the farms, and you see even from a young age the kids that are riding the horses, they're whipping the horses, and I think to myself,
Yeah.
But you say it's not necessary.
Not necessary at all. With natural horsemanship, you work with the horse. It starts on the ground, so you build a relationship with the horse. And what a lot of people don't understand is that a horse is a prey animal, and they automatically want to have a safe leader. So if you can just prove to the horse that you're a safe leader, they want to follow you. They want to work for you. So you establish that from the beginning.
And how do you establish that?
How do you? It's a big question. It's a little bit tricky because by nature we are predators and the horse is a prey animal. So we want to trap and control. Yeah. And you pretty much have to reverse everything that you want to do because it's probably the wrong thing.
Really?
So,
yeah, tough.
Instead of walking at the horse, you have to instead approach maybe a little bit more
from the side.
And
walk with the horse.
And really gently. Or when you want to put more pressure on, instead you probably have to take pressure off.
Huh.
So
horses, they're so huge. They're intimidating. Yesterday, it's a coincidence. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to sit on a Belgian horse. Okay, this was
really?
like
Wow.
a 2,500-pound horse. I was scared, like you wouldn't believe, And how does one create that relationship? Almost if it's going to be a short encounter.
It's all in the approach. Natural horsemanship starts from the very second. And what a lot of people don't understand is a horse's personal space is 10 feet away. So for me, this is our personal space right here. But a horse is 10 feet away. So you actually have to stop. Yeah, 10 feet away.
Yeah.
And let the horse stop and size you up there. And then you can approach and go on with a gentler...
We have some footage of you actually doing your thing. You're working with a horse. I'd love to maybe watch and get that up right now. And then maybe you can talk us through what we're seeing. Who's this? Who's your horse?
So this is a horse called Ellie. She's not one of mine. She's one that I started working with. Her owner contacted me because she was having problems with this horse being really flighty, like running away from her because it was just so scared. And as you can see here, I'm working with the horse without any halter or any rope attached to the horse at all because I've developed that bond with her. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm just going through our basic communication skills.
Which is what? So I see you're walking together, you're leading her, but you're at the same level as her, essentially. You're not in front of her.
So what we're doing is I'm trying to get her to look at me for cues. And then here what I'm doing is I'm sending her out. I've just put the saddle on. And so instead of getting on the horse and trying to force her into it, I'm giving her the opportunity to get the feel of the saddle before I actually get on her back. So it's a much safer way to approach riding instead of just putting on a saddle and then hoping for the best.
How long have you worked with her before getting to this level of, I'd say, trust and obedience that she's illustrating? Yeah.
I worked with her for about 2 months before I was able to do the things that I'm doing here.
And here she is just following you. She's so obedient. And you're telling me the owner had a lot of problems with her.
When I first went to go see this horse, even just leading the horse to arena, she was just jumping all over the place. She was very, very anxious, full of anxiety. I couldn't even ride the horse. She sat on the horse and she was like a bomb ready to explode.
You're kidding me. How did you learn these methods?
I started learning from Gary Convery, which was about, I learned from him for 3 years. And when I first started, I was a bit skeptical. I thought, oh, okay, maybe this works, but my method works too. And I did some more reading and research, and it all started when I tried to get my horse on a trailer. And I realized my horse was starting to stop 50 feet away from the trailer.
Doesn't like the trailer.
Yeah. So then I became really motivated about natural horsemanship, and I spent several years really learning from Gary And then now I can do what you see today. Here I'm riding the horse without any bridle or anything attached to her face.
So is that cruel then, would you say,
What I'm doing here?
to have the bridle?
To have a bridle, no.
No? You
Having-
just choose not to, or?
What I'm showing here is our advanced communication, our true partnership. You cannot ride a horse the way I am there unless you have a really good bond with the horse. So if you're a bullier, you're not going to be able to do what I'm doing here. So this is just showing how strong our bond is.
Would you say then this is much more effective than the typical, the more mainstream methods of handling horses?
Definitely. When typically when you talk about horse training, people will say, "Oh, I have 30 days training on the horse," and that will mean you can do maybe walk trot at the end of 30 days. Natural horsemanship, you're walk trot, jumping, you're doing everything after 30 days.
It's so beautiful to watch. I feel I was so relaxed just even watching that footage. You know, I can imagine why you're drawn to horses. What initially got you into it?
My sister dragged me to the barn.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and then I became hooked ever
You
since.
fell in love.
I fell in love.
Yeah. Now, I would suggest that this book is for anybody who any equestrian, anybody who handles horses. Do you have anything to add to that? Who specifically would you recommend should take a look at this book?
This book for Natural Horsemanship is really for anybody interested in horses at all.
Yeah.
So if you've got a friend, a family member, a child that's interested in horses, getting started with horses, or maybe you have a horse and you're starting to rethink the way that your relationship is with them, this is definitely your first tool. It covers the what, the why, and the how. So you can walk away with concrete steps of how to get started.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. More information is, I imagine, on your website, LF for Lindsey Forkin, lfequestrian.com. We also have your phone number up there on the screen, should anybody want to contact you with any questions. Thank you so much, Lindsey, and all the best with the book.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.